Hey everyone, Human Shield 1991 back again with another episode of our Pokemon Showdown Generation 2 Random Battle Series. Now, this is episode 8 already. I can't believe Generation 2 is already up to 8 episodes. That's crazy. And this is going to be a fun one, that's for sure. But before we get into it, I just want to mention I've been a little low. I've been putting up a few less videos as of late on the channel. That comes down to just two reasons. One is I mentioned on Twitter and maybe in a few videos that for the past few weekends I've been excessively busy, but now I'm starting to pick up the slack and hopefully everything will be back to normal. And beyond that, I also have some serious mic issues. Now you might be saying, oh, HS, you always have mic issues, and that is absolutely true, but it was so bad to the point where, frankly, I didn't feel comfortable even putting the videos out. It was just, I constantly redid audio over and over and over, especially on the PokeThoughts video. I redid that same video at least 5 times. I did the audio, and that's not an exaggeration. So that was just exhausting and disappointing, but thankfully it got a lot of views by my standard. People really seemed to enjoy it. People were commenting, and it was a blast. So thank you for that. Thank you for the continued support. Hopefully this video comes out better. I am trying to work on getting a mic, but still I have junky laptops, so I don't know if it would even work, but we'll figure that out. Beyond that, if you are new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. We're trying so hard to get to 65 subs by the end of June. We're at 62 right now, so we'll see. It'll be a tight one, I think. But also, if you do enjoy the video, hit a thumbs up. Leave some comments down below. It could be about my team, my opponent's team, strategy, Pokemon you like. It could be about anything, really. If you just want to chat, we can do that too. I'm big on the community feel for this channel. And follow me on Twitter at HumanShield1991. Once again, we're doing a Showdown battle. For those of you who don't know, Showdown is a free-to-play Pokemon battle simulator and team builder. But let's stop delaying it and let's get into the game. And I did have to cut out some searching. It was taking a little while, a little longer than normal. So right away, not a bad start with a Typhlosion, that is for sure. With a Smeargle on the other side, and I wasn't really sure what a Smeargle was going to offer, but we'll see. Smeargle is one of those Pokemon I really like, but I never really use, and I get it sometimes randomly here, and it's kind of cool for some of the setups. Anyway, it went for a Miracle, which was upsetting, so I decided to go for something else, like an Earthquake, and it hit me with a Spider Web, and that was definitely depressing. I was upset that the initial Fire Blast lost, but it is what it is. Or not lost, excuse me, it missed. But, at a certain point, you just kind of get used to it. It's just RNG at its finest. Anyway, I finally went for a Fire Blast again, and it read it, and it barely touched Golduck, which was unfortunate. I figured it was going to expect me to switch, so I went for an Earthquake just to get off some damage, but unfortunately, it did not read my switch, and it hit me with a big, big Surf. Less than ideal because that did so much damage, and I figured at this point, even swapping out would just be pointless. Typhlosion went down. Not good. Not a good start. I did not play that very well, but I was just hoping. Anyway, I took Celebi out, and at this point, I went for Curse, and then I stopped to double check everything, and then I went for another Curse. Unfortunately, it has an Ice Beam, and that's very, very scary. I started to Baton Pass. Thankfully, it missed the Hypnosis and didn't go for something else, and I was able to go in with Electabuzz with a little extra power. Now, I did expect it to switch out, but I went for Thunderbolt just in case, hoping to do some big damage and knock Golduck out. Golduck shouldn't be a threat, but it is one to me. I don't know. I also think Golduck's very underrated. I've said that in multiple videos so far. Speaking of which, this is going to be my 52nd video, I believe, on the channel, so go back and watch all my other videos if you want. And leave some comments, too. Anyway, they switched out to Smeargle, actually ate it up pretty well, but I was able to finish it off. I threw the Sticky Web, but my speed was already down, so I wasn't too upset about that. I wasn't expecting to outspeed, but I wasn't expecting a Tyranitar. But thankfully, I had Cross Chop, which is, I believe, quad effective, so I was able to absolutely destroy it. But then a bulky Espeon came in, and that was a little scarier, because Espeons, they shouldn't be bulky, but sometimes they're just really hard to kill. Not as hard as Umbreon. Umbreon is way more of a pain, but Espeon could definitely kill. Thankfully, the Thunderbolt was able to take it out, which was nice, and they sent out Rapidash. I was hoping to outspeed it. Wasn't the case. The Fire Blast took me down. Definitely unfortunate. I had a Rapidash on my own, and not a squad that I definitely felt comfortable. I had a lot of people who were weak to Rapidash, so it basically came down to Rapidash versus Rapidash, a battle of the fire horses, the old ponies. Because if you look at my squad, I did have Kangaskhan, but otherwise, I had Vileplume, I had Celebi. Neither one could handle Rapidash necessarily. So, I don't know. I was debating swapping in because it kept going for Body Slam, but I didn't really have anything that I thought would outspeed it properly. But then I got the Paralysis, which was awesome. That definitely was nice. But I was so low, I didn't think my next move would kill it, so I decided to go for Rest. And unfortunately, they had the same exact strategy. Not good. And you're going to see a lot of hilarity with this because both of us were pretty low at this point with team members. I had 3.5, he had 2.5 basically, because Golduck was so weak and Celebi was so weak. I sent out Kangaskhan, hoping to do big damage to it while I was sleeping. Got hit with an immediate body slam, of course, because why wouldn't I? I went for an EQ, hoping to do big damage, and they swapped out to Golduck. Thankfully, it still did decent damage, not big damage, but it did okay. And I went for Body Slam to try to finish it off. It went for Cross Chop, which definitely would have messed my day up, but thankfully it missed, and Body Slam took it out. Then it sent out a Feraligatr. That's right, I had the Typhlosion, they had a Feraligatr. Gen 2 starters, and unfortunately I got the weak one, but I didn't use it well anyway, so in the end that didn't really matter, did it? Anyway, at this point I was just trying my best to weaken it, but it wasn't working out exactly as I would have hoped. I went for a Dynamic Punch, hoping to get the confusion again. I think it's 100%. I remember I checked in the battle, now I'm not so sure. Yeah, I'm checking it. I can see the font now. 100% chance to confuse, which is great. But unfortunately, it didn't work, and rest. The over-reliance on rest strategies in Gen 1 and Gen 2 were absolutely mind-numbing. Granted, I use it all the time, so, it is what it is. He had a big surf, and at this point I was just trying to decide what I wanted to do. And I knew what I really wanted to do was try to set up. That was the main thing. I wanted to set up so I could make my other team members stronger. I was terrified of a fire move, though, from Sleep Talk. Thankfully, at this point, it did Sleep Talk, but now that it was healed, I had to switch out. I didn't get to do nearly as much as I wanted to. It missed the Fire Blast, thankfully, but I was able to go out to Kangaskhan with a little extra power behind it. But unfortunately, it was a little bit slower as well. Fire Blast did big damage, way more than I hoped. Meanwhile, Earthquake did not do as much damage as I hoped at all. So that really backfired. I went for a Body Slam, hoping maybe it would have missed. It didn't, and I went down. It figures that it didn't miss, because I bet I would have missed in that situation. Or maybe I'm just bitter. It could definitely be that I was bitter. I went for Sleep Talk, and rested again. Joy. You can definitely see a theme about why this battle went so long and why we only have one battle in this episode. It was a lot of back and forth, a lot of resting, and a lot of attempting to set up. And that's what I was going to do here. I decided to switch out to Vileplume because I figured they were going to swap, and I wanted to I don't know, I was looking at what I could do, and regardless, it didn't actually work to my favor, so I just swapped back out. I wasn't going to risk Vileplume. I would need it, especially against Feraligatr. Now, if I could take Feraligatr out with Vileplume and stop Rapidash from switching, we could be onto something. But it was a lot of swapping back and forth. I tried to read their swap that time. Didn't do it. Didn't end up going with it. I should have. Disappointed, but it is what it is. I woke up and hit a big body slam. They woke up at the same time and hit a perfect, and that was absolutely terrifying. Just very, very scary. And I knew I had to swap, so I went back out to Celebi. Now, Celebi was going to eat up a surf like it was nobody's business, so at least this gave me at least one turn to set up, or I could swap back out, and I swapped back out. Unfortunately, they read the switch, as usual, and it was getting very frustrating. I went for Sleep Powder, hoping I could eat up the Fire Blast. I did, but I missed the Sleep Powder. Now, if I'd gotten the Sleep Powder and could have hit a Leech Seed off, I would have been content, but no such luck. So I swapped out once again to Celebi, and at this point I was frustrated. I didn't know what to do. Nothing I could do was going to work, so I healed up, and thankfully it missed the Fire Blast. That would have killed me. and this at least gave me a chance to do something else. I switched back out to Rapidash again with a strategy in tow, but it didn't work very well. Rapidash went down, and now I was terrified. At this point, all I could do was try to set up and pass it off to Vileplume. I didn't expect it to work, but what else could I do? I went for Body Slam, and I quickly realized I think it used all of their Fire Blast. So all of that stalling and everything actually paid off, even though I don't think it was very intentional as much as I'd love to say it was. But the curse was buffing my attack and defense, which was nice because it would mean that Body Slam really couldn't do that much to me. Especially because I did have a healing move, so I could essentially recover all my health back while bulking up. And again, I say bulking up, I mean setting up, but I guess because of bulk up, I naturally say bulking up. Plus, it just kind of makes sense. Like if you're bulking up, you're boosting your stats, getting big, getting strong. Either way, you can see where this is going right now. He is running completely out of luck because all of these physically damaging moves aren't going to do a thing to me. Now, I was a little worried that they were faking me out here, and they did have a Fire Blast still, and that I swap out or Baton Pass, excuse me, and then he would just take it out and ruin everything. But it was a risk I had to take, so I sent out Vileplume, now completely stacked, completely jacked, and I just went for it, you know. The Body Slam didn't do a thing to me. The Moonlight was able to heal me back up into a place where even a crit I wasn't concerned about. I threw the Leech Seed just to do some regular damage, because remember, I don't have, type effectiveness against Rapidash. I went for Sleep Powder again, hoping just to slow it down. I got the paralysis, unfortunately, but I did slow it down. It was Leech Seeded, and at this point it was just about slowly whittling away. I went for Sludge Bomb, but he switched out to Feraligatr, and the paralysis kicked in. I went for Leech Seed again this time, because again, I want to have that health constantly coming, the health constantly flowing in, especially because there was no way for him to really hurt me at this point, so I wanted to keep my health high. And instead of going for the Sleep Powder this time, I decided to go for something completely different, go for the Sludge Bomb, and it one-shotted the Feraligatr. And that is where they ended up giving up. Now, normally I don't like to end things on the forfeit, but they had one Pokemon left, and it was about to be destroyed, so I didn't mind in this situation. I hope you enjoyed the video. It was, like I said, it was a pretty long battle for just beating one battle. I think it was like 11 minutes or something like that, 10 minutes. But I had fun with it. I had definitely had to strategize toward the end there. I had to plan what I was going to do, and when I lost Rapidash, I was very concerned. I figured I lost, but thankfully the strategy of setting up, baton passing, going out, ended up working in my favor just due to the Pokemon they had left, the Pokemon I had left. If you did enjoy it, be sure to thumbs up, leave some comments down below, let me know what you think. What do you think about Feraligatr as a Pokemon? Do you like it? Do you dislike it? What do you think of its spelling? Do you think they should change it to actually just be proper, or do you think at this point it's been so long you just got to keep it that way? Anyway, again, leave some comments, hit a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. 65 is the mini goal, and I'm really hoping we can hit it, but we'll see. It'll be easier said than done. Additionally, follow me on Twitter at HumanShield1991. It's the easiest way to stay up to date on everything going on for this channel and for me in general. I post pretty regularly. I do this or that, pictures almost every day, and as you can see, I do videos for those later on, which you should definitely check out that series if you haven't already. I have a lot of fun with it, and sometimes there's some insightful comments as well, really breaking down the details, and I appreciate that. So yeah, that's about everything. I think I had fun with this video, so hopefully you enjoyed it. Other than that, I'll see you next time for the next one. Later.